This is my most recent one. So this is called The Owl Woman. She was the mystic of the town, and some people looked down on her bird-feathered hair, rat and snaked bone necklaces, and fingernails sharpened to talons. But most were scared of the 3 long claw scar marks going up the left side of her face, and the terrible, violent coughing fits she would have in the middle of the night. But she always knew just what to do when the world turned upside down, when babies got sick, bones broken, or harvest wouldn't come. They called it magic. She called it being one. Harnessing nature for good, using all that she could, knowing there's more than 4 dimensions, controlling her emotions, understanding there's beings 2 eyes can't see, and realizing it's just easier to be. Only children would make friends, and would come back at night filled with wonder and delight at the Owl Woman. That's what they called her, the Owl Woman. "Because I don't want you to go see the Owl Woman," mothers would scream. "But why?" children would wail back. "She is different. She is not like us." Fear comes swiftly on wings of misunderstanding. But those who don't pass judgment seldom listen to those who do. So on silent full moon nights, the children of the town would hide behind the trees of the forest, waiting for the Owl Woman to come out. She would open her creaky door and stand there, breathing in the night, as the firelight played with her shadow. She knew they were there. She always knew the children were there. She would then spread her cloaked arms, do a little jump, and fly off into the moon, screeching hello as she flew by. The children would wait breathlessly, their warm breath colliding with the cold air. A rustling of feathers would be heard overhead, and the Owl Woman had returned from her dinner. All the children knew that the tremendous coughing fit the next day was simply a pellet making its way out. What wonder and beauty the Owl Woman brought to the town. Was it shape-shifting, owl magic, or knowing that the only limitations we face are those we place upon ourselves? No one really knew, and there was really no need to question, because she brought happiness and shared it freely. But when misunderstanding is felt and shared as well, it will always try to find a place to roost. Mothers begin to worry about their children. Husbands begin to worry about their wives. Children begin to worry about what their parents were thinking. And all this worrying fed fear and made it full. She is not like us. She is using devil magic, of that I am sure, bewitching our children. These mutterings and more were whispered in hallways, remarked in church, and uttered at the market, making fear grow like a weed in the very essence of the adults. But the children paid no heed, and still snuck out at night to visit the Owl Woman, until one night a child did not come home. She had stepped too close to a ledge in the forest and fell into the arms of a new friend called Death. The town transformed the next morning. Tears stained the cheeks of all the mothers. Anger burned in the eyes of all the fathers. The children stood still, not sure what to do. They had already strained their voices by repeatedly telling the town that the girl's death was an accident. But their ears did not hear. Fear had consumed them now, and it is far too easy to place blame on that which we do not understand. This is the Owl Woman's fault. She is a murderer and a witch. She only deserves the same fate as the girl. We must carry it out. The whole town started marching to her cottage that stood at the edge of the forest. The children started crying and yelling, "No, no!" Some ran to her house to warn her of what was coming. But the Owl Woman only smiled sadly and told them that she was not afraid of death. It was not an end. She then touched them lightly on the foreheads and said, "Do not forget what you know now. You will soon grow old like me, but just because you are older does not mean the magic you know now has to disappear. Remember this, and what is about to happen right now might never have to happen again." The townspeople came, the townspeople dragged the Owl Woman out, the townspeople tied her to a stake, and the townspeople lit the fire. She never screamed, just looked at the children serenely. Every death serves as a lesson to those left behind. Months went by, but things did not return to normalcy. Fear invited chaos into the town. Sickness overtook many, and harvests never came. Magic had disappeared, or so it seemed. For in the very depths of every soul, magic embered with a warm glow, waiting to be wakened up. However, the children's magic was flaring, and it would never die down. They remembered the Owl Woman. They remembered the magic, and they knew that everyone had this magic somewhere. They knew they needed to help the adults of the town remember this magic. It would not be easy, it would not be hard, it just needed to be, for it is already happening. They would all welcome the new age, covered in warrior pain. The end.